Hey there, it's been a minute. While I was gone, I wrote a book. It's called Ashwood, and it is a 500-page thriller with a little bit of mystery, a little bit of suspense, a little bit of horror. If that is your thing, this might be right up your alley. Ashwood is set in the late 1980s in the Ozark mountain range of Arkansas, and it follows 5 different characters over a period of time, and there's something kind of weird going on in the small town. I won't go further into detail about that. You can read the description. It's online if you want to look at it. It's available for purchase on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, or really anywhere books are sold. And it has been probably one of the most awesome experiences of my life. Again, priority's not, selling super well. I'm 18. This is my first book. Not going to become a billionaire off of the bat, and that's not really even necessarily the goal. Would be nice. I'm not going to, if you do wind up checking it out, leave a review, let me know what you think. That has been my favorite part, I think, of this whole process so far, is just seeing that, something I wrote has been published, and people have read it and have looked at it, and it's become part of their lives for a little while, and from what I've read, people have enjoyed it, and it's been really awesome, seeing what people think about something that I wrote. It's so weird and exciting and fun and cool, and I have been so happy with how it turned out. And it's my first book. It's not perfect by any means, but it was really satisfying to write and finally have out, and it's just awesome. This has been my passion project for the past 8 months. So the channel has suffered. I do apologize. I have been gone. I'm still writing things. I'm going to be writing a lot more. I am currently halfway through. There's a sequel for this, for Ashwood. It is the first book in what is going to be a 3-part series called the American Revenant series, and each of them deal kind of with different kinds of evil and how evil has been personified throughout American mythology. And I've always loved that kind of stuff, American folklore and mythology, and how that changes from region to region. So each one of these books are going to be set in a different region of the United States. New Penance is the next book in the series, which I'm working on. It follows different characters, and it's set in the woods of rural Maine, which is an area that I have spent some time in, and I'm very excited to be able to share with you guys when it comes out. I'm also writing a bunch of short stories, which are available to read online. I'll leave a link to my website down below, as well as I'm also posting them up on Reddit, which I know I'm not a big Reddit person. I do follow a podcast that covers a lot of different horror stories and stuff like that, which I have been into recently, and so I post some of my stories up on there for them to read as well, and I've gotten a bunch of great feedback, and people over there have been wonderful, so I cannot thank them enough. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave the links down below. I think the last one I just put out was Prisoner 2913, which is kind of a Cormac McCarthy inspired story with a little bit of biblical imagery and some historical stuff, which kind of is me in a nutshell. Again, Ashwood is available for purchase on Barnes & Noble and Amazon and anywhere books are sold, so please check that out. I'm working on getting it into some brick and mortar stores potentially, probably in my local region where I'm going to college, but we'll see what happens. So far, this has just been a really fun passion project that I spent the last 8 months working on, and it has been a fantastic journey that I'm so thankful for, and thankful to everyone who's read and bought my book, or even read it online. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys for watching this as well. For subscribers and people who have been following this channel, I am coming back. I'm going to be doing, or at least shooting for weekly videos. That is the plan, that is the goal right now. They're not all going to be the documentary style stuff that I've done in the past, which I do love and have a real passion for as well, but those do take a lot of research and a lot of time editing and a lot of time sourcing all the different clips for the interviews and all that stuff, so that does add up over time. I am also in college, so I have exams and homework and a bunch of other stuff that also piles up, but I've decided that this is also a passion of mine, just like writing, that I want to pursue and I want to spend time on. So I'll be doing more videos that are also just for fun, talking about maybe little bits of history or stuff like cryptids. I have a couple different things planned out, potentially even film reviews, and I have some ideas, but I really want to try and give you guys one video a week, whether that be a long documentary, which is something I might, I'm gonna need to build up to on the back end a little bit, or just a shorter, quicker video of talking about a fun story or something going on the internet. Whatever it might be. This is the first of many videos to come, and I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble and rant about my book. Again, Ashwood, it's finally done and out. By the way, artist has did a bunch of amazing, beautiful artwork in here for each of the characters. It's been out for a little while. I've had the pleasure of reading a couple of reviews that people have put out, and y'all have been so nice, and it is just the most amazing thing that there are people out there who have read this silly little thing that I wrote and enjoyed it, and it's become part of their lives even for a little bit of time, and it's brought them some kind of joy or some cases sadness, other emotions that may come from being emotionally attached to these characters. I apologize in advance. To everyone who's read Ashwood or plans to read Ashwood, I really can't thank you enough. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of money in writing or anything monetary related to that, but I do get a certain joy from being able to share something that I created and came up with and putting it out there. There's a very beautiful, exciting thing to that, and I'm beyond happy to be able to bring this book to you, and more books coming soon. I have many ideas for stuff. I have 3 or 4 in the pipeline. Obviously, it's going to take a while for that to come out. I'm trying to shoot for 1 book a year. Again, we'll see if that actually happens. I'm about halfway done with New Penance, which will be coming out not soon, but will be coming out early to mid 2026, and then I have a couple other ideas as well. There will be a 3rd book in this series which follows the characters of Ashwood and the characters of New Penance, and so that'll kind of be a little bit of a crossover, Glass, Unbreakable, M. Night Shyamalan style. And then I have a couple other ideas. I might go into science fiction. I have a couple ideas lined up. Potentially a Vietnam style story. I have stuff planned. We'll see what happens. And ultimately, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, doing all the YouTube stuff. I have to get used to saying all this stuff again, get it back into the everyday nomenclature. But I do really appreciate it, and I really appreciate your time, because that's one of the most valuable things that we have. So thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for reading, and I will see you guys in the next one.